Hey, what's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you my still weekly review of The 100 on the CW. This will be seen season 3, episode 5, entitled Hakeldama. I may be mispronouncing that. And I'm very sorry for the lateness of this upload, guys. My work schedule's just been interfering with some of my shows. Like, I know normally I'd already have this review uploaded the night of, and then I would have already had my Vampire Diaries and original reviews uploaded tonight too, but I'll have to watch those tomorrow, and then, or tomorrow night, and do my reviews as soon as I can. I don't know, I apologize about it, guys, but somehow life gets in the way, and I especially apologize for the lateness of this 100 review, because I know they've actually been doing, kind of well for me anyway. I really do love talking about the show. It is my favorite show airing right now, I think. The Walking Dead's been great too when it came back. Still like the originals and the Vampire Diaries as well, but as far as I'm really enjoying the most right now, I think it's got to be The 100. And this episode is no different, really. It just keeps up that consistent quality each and every week that I now expect from it, and it delivers every single time. We always have plot progression, we always have interesting developments, a couple of good action scenes. It's really one of the best shows out there, in my opinion. It'll definitely rise to be one of my favorites of all time, I think. Let's see, I did feed my cat, but we'll see how she acts. I apologize in advance. Like I said, the episode's called Hakeldama, or however you pronounce it. This episode, stands out because it really showed where Bellamy's at. It really showed his stance on things. We see that he's aligning with Pike, but he really, is questioned by a lot of other characters, so he really got to see more of it. We really got to see, is this really what he's believing? Is this really him? Or is it, part of a, whole effect of what happened to Gina and things like that? Which it still kind of is, but, he just got to see exactly how sure he is about all this. He did question Pike at one point. He did say they have went too far. So I do believe Bellamy is probably going to kind of shift again before the end of the season and kind of go over to the Kane side of things. But really, this episode took a big step backward as far as that goes. I know a lot of people are kind of disappointed with the Bellamy character right now, and I kind of get that. I've been a little disappointed in the character's decisions lately, but like I said, I do expect him to kind of go back to our favorite side of things at some point. And I accept that not every character is going to do things I like all the time. That it can't always be so straightforward with that. And at the same time, I do get why he would be feeling this way and stuff, so it makes sense, but so it is a tad frustrating, I'll admit. But yeah, I did still take notes even though I watched it late. Let's see. This episode starts off, Pike and Bellamy return from killing those grounders to send a message who are camped nearby, who are actually just there to protect them, But of course Pike took that as like a plan for an ambush or something like that, And again, I get where Pike and some of these others are coming from, but really they're just irrational. And like I said in a previous video about the show, they haven't seen how all these dealings went on. They haven't met Lexa. They haven't been there, Of course my cat's around. Say hi to the camera, kitty. Alright, again, I apologize about that. Well, you see that the whole grounder thing was, like I said, just a massacre. It was a slaughter. Of course, they had guns, and they set up all these different ambushes. They took out their snipers. Of course, grounders, or at least most of them, only use melee weapons and stuff at this point. And of course, my cat, frustrating as ever. But I do love the little thing, believe it or not. see, of course, Clarke and Lexa also find the bodies. Just when it seemed like they're kind of giving each other looks and things are finally starting to, go the right way. And then, of course, they find basically not a field, but like just a whole bodies everywhere, mounted everywhere. Not mounted, but you know what I mean. Kitty. Anyway. I also like the reactions from, characters like Octavia or Lincoln when Bellamy came in, just seeing the blood on his armor and things like that. And you can tell Bellamy's not enjoying this, He's not taking pride in what he's doing. So there's that at least, I guess, right? And we also find out that Bellamy convinced Pike to spare Andra. Is that how you pronounce her name? I don't know. But, the sort of the second hand to Lexa, really. Or the one that we've seen for a while, too. She was also Tara's mom on True Blood. I don't know why I just talked about that, but you know who I mean. Bellamy convinced Pike to spare her. Sorry about that again. I really don't want to start this review over though. Yeah. Oh my god. Try to put a little barrier in front of the door, so we'll see how long that lasts. This review should only be about 10 more minutes or so max, so hopefully it works. Let's see. Like I said, Bellamy did convince Pike to spare her, and he put it off as like a way to send a message, to leave someone to give a statement to the grounders who find her and things like that. But we know Bellamy, we know that this is a way of him sort of, okay, this needs to stop here and this is how I'm going to do it, I'm going to save her life, but paint in a certain way so I don't get into any shit either. And look, it didn't work. Sorry about this, guys. I don't know why she's been so bad with this lately, but alright, and Lexa, she's furious, she loves her people, she cares about her people, so at first she orders basically the slaughter of Arkadia, the camp, but, Clarke is able to convince her otherwise, and we see more of that later, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Clarke is trying to convince her to let her go to Arkadia, and try and talk to Pike and Kane and things like that. But I'm glad it was made known that it wasn't Kane who had done this, as the surviving grounders said, it wasn't Kane, it was Pike. Because of course Kane's a lot more in tune with what actually went on with these dealings with the grounders, and we know he was just, he just lost that election, which sucks. But like I said, I don't think Pike will survive this season. So I think Kane will have some form of power again by the end of it. Let's see, he's a lot more fair. He's a lot more rational. Of course, there's, I almost said Pike at the door. Sorry about that, guys. I know there's a huge delay in the video now. I really apologize. Hopefully this thing works at the door. We'll see. I really need to figure out a way to edit my videos so I can just cut these parts out, but that'd be a lot of cuts. But yeah. I know some of you are used to it too, but others are probably going to be annoyed and click off the video, but I'm sorry, it is what it is. Bellamy tells Pike they went too far. He takes a little bit of a stand against him. Not really a stand, but he, actually shows that he has a mind of his own, so there's that. And Pike tries to write off, think of the lives he saved today, the good of the many as opposed to the few, things like that. Kane actually helps sneak Octavia out, shows her a way to get out of Arkadia without being seen. To go see Andra and stuff like that, which is cool. And we have a little, not an altercation, but we have Kane and Lincoln sort of questioning Bellamy about basically what the hell he's doing. And, they're saying, how Bellamy started a war, how he helped to start a war. And, Bellamy's like, we didn't start it, it started when we landed on the ground in the first place. But really, I don't really know fully where Bellamy's head's at right now. I get it, but I don't. Because that's kind of old history, and I know he hasn't, seen Lexa or the others like Clarke has or anything, but I don't know, it just seems like there'd be a more logical part of his mind that doesn't still hold that grudge from season 1. I know he lost Gina and stuff, but that's still kind of hard for me to care about too, because a lot of us, we didn't really know her. But I don't know, I guess it is what it is. I said that how many times now? Kane and Lincoln basically showing their disapproval. Thelonious returns to Arkadia. He notes the change of the name of the camp from Camp Jaha to Arkadia. One of his guys is shot that he brought back with him. He tells him death is not the end. All that really weird AI, City of Light stuff that's been going on lately. We'll talk more about that in a minute. We see Murphy and his girlfriend. They're out there sort of luring people in by, seeing his body laying out in the middle of nowhere, then, taking their stuff, killing them if necessary. I do like Murphy, but again, I wish he was involved in a more important storyline. Or not more important storyline, but involved with our core characters a little bit more than he is right now. Thelonious tells Kane and Abby about the City of Light, and they're, it's cool to see, Kane and Thelonious, hug it out and stuff, and it's good to see them together again, but pretty quickly both Abby and Kane get weirded out by the whole City of Light talk, and they're both kind of, yeah, what? So it's still different to have Jaha around again, so I don't know. I know I put Jaha as like my 4th or 5th favorite character on my favorites list, around there somewhere. He'd probably be moved down at this point. Just not really liking the storyline they've been going with him since season 2. But, still a really good actor, Isaiah Washington, but I'm not really feeling where the character's direction right now, but we'll see where it ends up. Let's see. There's a little bit of an incident with Lincoln, Pike, and Bellamy, as they're dealing with the sick, the grounders. Of course, Lincoln's still trying to play neutral, but he also wants to help his people. And basically there's an incident with that. Lincoln actually finally slugs the guy who's basically acting like a douche, and that turns into this whole thing. I know I'm not being very descriptive here, but again, it's after 1 a.m. We also have Thelonious talking to Raven, trying to tell her about the City of Light, and the AI in Thelonious's head tells him that if he can convince her, more will follow her, because she's like the hardest I could crack, basically. Except she's not really at this point, because she's dealing with a lot of shit. She's dealing with a lot of pride issues and a lot of things of that nature going down. So she's at a pretty vulnerable place right now. But there's more on that at the end of the episode. Also note my Deadpool shirt. Me and my girlfriend seen that the other night. Pretty good overall. I have my little ands with it, but really fun movie overall. It definitely sets its own unique bar. We may do a video review on that together tomorrow. We'll see about that though, no promises. Let's see. Because I am I'm not a hero though. But we also have Octavia sort of again questioning Bellamy on basically all the shit he's been doing lately. Bellamy telling Octavia she's too involved with the grounder, she needs to stop playing around with that, and Octavia trying to emphasize to her brother that's who she is right now. She's found who she is because she was isolated for so long, and she tried to be with the Sky people, and obviously they're, she was an outsider the whole time. The only one she really had to look to was Bellamy the whole time, and now she's found it. We know where Octavia's been at for a while. We know she's been really associated with the grounders and lived among those people and stuff like that. But again, I feel like all this action from Bellamy is coming from another place mentally. I still don't believe I was fully all hands on deck with the Spike thing. Really a great but also sort of wrenching scene between Clarke and Bellamy here. Clarke has snuck into Arkadia to try and talk, because Lexa actually agreed that should be peace. There shouldn't have to be blood for blood all the time, which is really good of her to finally come around to that. But of course this doesn't work. What she gonna do? Like I said, a really wrenching scene between Clarke and Bellamy. It's good to see them see each other again, but at the same time, they're coming from so many different perspectives right now. So they're disagreeing a lot. It's not quite the Clarke moments I'm sure a lot of people wanted. Bellamy brings up the pain from the earlier seasons that they've all gone through, and uses that as a justification for what he's deciding to do now. Of course, Clarke wants his help with Pike, so he can sort of influence him or do something about him to try and, cause peace or have peace again. Because as Clarke and Lexa both realize that there was peace before this whole Pike thing went down, things are actually going pretty smoothly. Then, anyway, this video is kind of going pretty long, but that's because of all the kiddie stuff. Once again, I apologize about that. Bellamy just agrees with Clarke a lot. Clarke does tell him sorry for the pain he has, the people he's lost. And it finally seems like Bellamy's starting to warm up to Clarke again, or, believe in her, and then he basically ends up handcuffing her. She does escape, but that kind of sealed it, at least for this moment with them. I did hear my cat at the door again, so he's kind of getting through what's in front of it right now, but hopefully I can get a couple more minutes. Like I said, Clarke convincing Lexa not to take vengeance for her people, showing a peaceful new way to go about things. Maybe they'll still get a different result. And then a big scene at the end is Raven finally takes that City of Light thing. She eats it, basically, or whatever it was, I'm not sure. And so she starts seeing the AI, and it actually does heal her, and she actually starts being able to walk, well again, normally. So she doesn't need that whole brace thing. And I really like the music they had for it. It was a really happy moment to see Raven being able to do that, sort of seeing her sort of brighten up a little bit again. But I really hope Raven isn't going to fully buy into all the City of Light stuff, but because I feel like it's going to become a more general, some kind of threat as the season goes on, but we'll see what it's really all about as it keeps going. But still a cool, nice moment nonetheless, no matter what comes later. So yeah, there's my review. Once again, I apologize for the lateness, and I apologize for how late my Originals and Vampire Diaries reviews are going to be this weekend. I might not even get to them until Sunday. I really apologize about that, but I have to balance my work with time with my girlfriend, other things I like to do. It's kind of rough. It is frustrating for me, and I'm sure for you guys that actually watch my videos, but I will get it to when I can. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys enjoying the show. You can follow me on Facebook, Movie Pilot, Twitter, and look for InSpillable.com. Catch you guys next time when I can. And peace.